So for me, faith and sexuality have always been deeply connected. My parents actually chose to go to the church that we ended up attending from the time that I was 12 till the time that I was 18 because it ordained women and allowed queer people to get married and be ordained in it. And that was such a formative experience for me as someone who got really involved and loved having that faith community and just felt really at home there. Particularly in 2018 when I had the opportunity to go to National Youth Gathering. The ELCA brought speakers from around the country and around the world, and so many of them openly identified as queer. It was the first time that I really saw queer people taking up space in the church and talking about their queerness as something that was integral to their faith. And it allowed me to sort of start to think about what my own identities might be and to move from loving the queer people who were already in my life to figuring out how I fit into that and loving myself and my own queer identity. I think particularly having that week between the senior year of high school and my start of college really gave me the opportunity to think about myself in a new light and to begin to wonder how faith and sexuality intertwined for me. And when I came to college, I came out and figured out that my Christian identity and my queer identity are not separate. And as someone who feels called to being active in a church community and to having leadership roles within church communities, I am really thankful for the opportunities that I've had to think about the ways that faith and sexuality intertwine for me. And I think at this point, I've been out for about 3 years, and the two are really not separable. Being queer makes me a better Christian, absolutely. It has expanded my view of love. It has helped me to understand what it means to break binaries. It has helped me to think about incarnation in different ways and to think about the ways that we treat people who have historically been excluded and marginalized. And it really pushes me to build a longer table. And I also think that being Christian deeply influences my queer identity, and it influences the relationships that I form and the ways that I try to be in the world, and the ways that I try to love in the world. And I am really thankful for the fact that I have both of these identities, and I think of queerness as something that is God-given and seen as good and as holy. I see it as part of creation and something about myself that God loves and that I'm able to love.